Hey everyone, as promised, here is the follow-up video to my drone launching ship. I'm going to go ahead and warp over to this random sector here. You'll notice that my speed goes from 0 to MWD. That means my micro warp drive is active. And you can also tell because I do have that dust particle effect all around my ship. Now, as I start getting closer to my target, I will end up actually having a small quest pop up in the lower left-hand corner of my screen. You should be able to see it here in a second. So we're going to go check out some suspicious activity that's near our location. I'm going to drop out a micro warp drive and start looking around for the quest icon. Now the quest icon is going to be a yellow icon with a couple of triangles on it. You can see it here at the center of my screen. At this point, we're over 26,000 kilometers away, so we are going to go ahead and initiate that micro warp drive a second time. Once we get to our quest location, we're going to go ahead and see what the suspicious activity was. Pretty good idea. It's going to be enemy combatants, as they are saying prepare to die. Now I'm just going to go ahead and start checking around to see if I can find those enemies. You can see on the top of my ship, my drone hangar bays are there. And you can see my micro warp drive is now able to be used again. It's that small green icon that just showed up. My current speed is a little over 300 meters per second. I can speed that up by turning off my kinetic field if I choose to. By pressing the letter V as in Victor, I got rid of my mouse control, and then Shift G opened up my drone manager window. This is how I'm going to select my drones, and I'm going to tell them to launch. When I click on that launch, you'll see those drone bays open, and now we have the drone control on the far right hand side. The top icon will tell them to attack, the middle will set to recall a single drone, and the lowest exclamation point icon will recall all of my drones. Now the drones are very small, so I'm going to go ahead and find a combat scenario. You can see that the areas of fire that the drones are shooting are coming up against the ship that is currently stuck against my shield. And those drones are actually able to get rid of that enemy ship. Now this is just kind of a nice way to be able to see how our weapon tracking works. You can see those quad cannons, how they're actually just going around and keeping an eye on that enemy ship as it rotates around my ship. Alright, now they started having reinforcements arrive, so I will be getting a lot more collisions from the reinforcements. Notice how many enemy combatants I have flying around. I've taken sufficient damage now where my engines are actually almost non-existent, so I'm not actually able to get away on my own at this point. So the only way that I'm able to actually end up shooting my original target now is because of other ships running into me and pushing me in that direction. So you can see how they're actually shifting my ship around and how my speed will pick up for a little bit when it gets hit and then drop back down after the external forces have been taken away from it. My health bar is the green circled area, and you'll notice that dropping here as more ships start running into me. Once your health is completely depleted, you will get sent back into the shipyard. Health bar is a little bit lower now. We don't have a whole lot longer before we're probably going to end up getting taken out at this point. I have two ships both colliding against me right now. This will be fixed in our upcoming patches. Ships are not going to be getting quite as close to each other as what this is. Now I'm back in the shipyard. I went ahead and added a few more guns since I did like how easily my guns tracked those enemy ships. Let's see if those extra guns and a few more engines worked to my advantage in a combat situation. I'm going to launch my drones one at a time just so you can see how they show up on the right hand side there. So we have one drone. Just by clicking on it, you'll see that the drone bay does open up. And it's going to take about 20 seconds for that drone to launch. This is because we have the drone launch pad, which has a default speed of anywhere from 51 to 60 seconds. And then by using your drone launch rate subsystem, that's what's going to cut down that time. So we only have it cut down to about 25 seconds, 26 seconds right now. But you will be able to actually see it launch up and then hover around our ship. And you can start seeing the small icon swooping back and forth. It's just going over the nose of the ship right there. I did get it targeted so you can actually kind of see the movement that the drone is moving in now. So now we have an enemy ship that's actually coming in. We're going to target it by pressing C, then clicking on the drone attack command. We do just have that one drone that's out still, but notice that you can actually see it chasing that enemy ship. Yes, the enemy ship is hitting me, but that's okay. This is all about just showing how the drone is going after that enemy ship. Notice that it doesn't corner quite as tightly as what a standard ship does, so do keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and add a few more drones to the combat. I did add all my drones into the control module. I have not told them to attack yet though. So the first drone is still the only one that's out there. And you can notice how my guns are still trying to kind of keep up with the enemy ship as it flies around. The larger the gun, the slower it moves, so if an enemy is moving quickly, the guns will not be able to track them properly, and if they can't track them properly, they won't be firing at them very fast. So since they are moving so quickly, that's why you're not seeing my guns fire as much as you're actually seeing the drone firing. Obviously the drone is a very small ship, so all of its weapons are going to be equally small. Next up, my drones are going to take out this ship, and one of them will crash into me, causing me to only have one drone remaining. You can see them flying around in the background there. Once all the enemies are killed, at this point, the drones will go back to circling your ship, and they will eventually automatically dock inside of your ship. So we do still have other enemy combatants around, but we are not really worried about them. If we don't engage in them, or rather if we don't engage in combat, the drones won't go after it. So my drone hangar bay door is open. Now we're just waiting for that drone to come back in, and that will dock, and the bay door will close. Once all the drones have returned to home, you can go back flying or go back to the shipyard to continue building your ship and refining it into something that will work best for you. This was a tutorial brought to you directly by Badland Studio. Again, my name is Kara Jones with the Badland Studio team. If you have any questions, check us out on the Steam discussion forums, or you can email me directly at Kara, K-A-R-A, @badlandstudio.com. Thanks so much for watching.